SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, welcomes you to the round table of sports debate with the three wise guys. SoundOff begins now.
Week 0 is in the books. We look forward to week 1 of the college football season, and we await the NFL season. I can't wait for that. All right, welcome into SoundOff. We're coming to you from the sports book at LaBerge. Much to debate, much to cover. McNeese is disappointing, yet encouraging. Do I go there?
No.
Lost to Tarleton? I will. All right, we're going to get into that. LSU game week against Southern Cal Sunday night.
Tigers, go Tigers.
Yeah, that's coming up. We got that Florida State,
go
the
Tigers.
first big one to drop.
Ooh.
Power, this 12-team playoff, it's going to get interesting.
Didn't
so
see
Florida
Georgia Tech
State.
coming
Didn't see that coming.
Can I throw a personal note in there?
Please, quickly.
You watched the Georgia Tech quarterback?
Yeah.
He is the grandson of one of my high school assistant coaches that I played.
The grandson.
Yeah.
His grandfather was Wayne King.
Good quarterback.
At A&M.
Yeah, A&M. All right, a lot of criticism and questions over Gary Goff and the Cowboys' time management, in particular the last minute or two. We're going to get there. All right, let's start off with how this game started and how they buried themselves in a deep hole with 4 first-half turnovers, gentlemen.
And 5th in the second half.
But when you look at it, Rick, honestly, when you look at it, do you even count those to a degree? Because
yes, they count.
But
Kevin.
you lose by 3 points. With 4 turnovers, the score should be a hell of a lot more.
First of all, Kevin, let's be honest.
Let's
be honest. It wouldn't have been 3 points if that quarterback for Tarleton doesn't sit the second
That's the
half
unknown.
with
Different
an
game.
injury.
That's the unknown.
Now,
Different.
That's the unknown.
I would go along. You take away those 4 turnovers, and it's probably a fairly even game for the first half.
Yeah.
But you don't take away
Look.
4 turnovers. That's part
No,
of
you
what
don't.
makes a good team or a bad team.
And look, we've all talked about this. It's where on the field when these mistakes happen.
Yeah.
When you lose the ball and you're 30 and
one
you
of them went the
scoop and
other way.
score, that whole thing. So it's when and where. I can't go any further though.
Field
I
position's
love
not good.
the all on white. I love the white unis, the
gotta go
white
with
helmet.
you.
I love it.
One thing
They need to
haven't
use
said-
those.
Well, at least, I assume that's not their home uniform.
Assume so.
But
it'll be
is
blue.
that going to be their every road game?
No, probably not.
Probably not because they're
Probably
blue
not.
and gold. But I say
Yeah,
at
probably
least
not.
use them another 2 or 3 times.
Blue and gold. They had some blue.
Well,
on.
I love LSU's white helmet, but they don't
yeah,
use it
but-
every
but
game.
that's-
They bring it
no,
out like once
no.
or twice. All right, I just had to throw that out there. Look, the McNeese defense, everything was centered on stopping the run, stopping the run. Well, okay, this Kayvon Britton, he's an All-American.
He's a good
gassed
running
him.
back.
He gassed
He's a good
him.
running back. He
But
is.
outside of that, I saw some
defense was
improvement.
yeah.
He's an All-American running back.
Yeah.
Well, there
Walton
was-
Payton watch guy, you know.
Look, I'm just, guys, I guess what I look at and what y'all look at are different. You know, you have a team like Tarleton. I mean, granted,
It's a good team,
they
Kevin.
have an experienced
Well,
team.
we said that last week. We knew it was a good team. If I've got to really criticize McNeese, with that quarterback hurt, that game was laid out on a silver platter for them.
Yes,
But-
but they didn't do anything in the third quarter. That third quarter that was a
but Rick-
throwaway. They came back in the fourth quarter.
But Rick,
With the score. I got you.
And you can talk about turnovers, you can talk about time management. It just looked like an undisciplined team.
I'm looking
to me.
I'm
That's
not even
strong.
Gonna,
I
I'm not
don't
going to
go
go
there.
say
I won't go there.
undisciplined.
I won't go there.
Because I saw
I don't
some
go
good
there.
things. The thing that bothers me is
Those
this.
were not effort penalties that were killing them as well as the
Right.
turnovers.
Correct.
They were dumb
The
penalties.
dumb penalties. Dumb. And they'll learn from that. But I don't know about
look.
undisciplined's a little strong.
When
with
you look
one
at it,
game.
Rick, this is my thing. When you have a team such as Tarleton, the starting quarterback goes out. Rick, on defense, you make adjustments to get this kid out of the game or to get him rattled. The kid was just going through the playbook, just running plays.
That's all he was doing, though, Kevin. They
But
held
that's
him
my
to
point.
84
But-
yards.
but
That's
Rick,
all he was doing was handing
Rick,
the ball
you
off.
take advantage of a quarterback that hadn't played since high school.
How do you do that if
This
he's
kid
not
hadn't played-
going back to throw?
But Rick, force him to do things that he normally wouldn't
They're
do.
not. They're not. The other
Let
team
me
knows
finish.
that.
Wait a
Stop,
minute,
let's
Kevin.
let me finish. How many times did McNeese blitz? Tell me. Tell me.
Not have to chart the game, but
I don't think they did it all, Rick.
well, you blitz.
Well, wait a
I mean,
minute.
you blitz, you get burned by the
That
run.
new
But you got a backup quarterback, Rick.
He was handing the ball
He
off.
didn't score a point.
Rick, don't you know? My point is this, guys. Y'all missing the whole point.
No, I don't think
Without
I
the
am.
quarterback
I think
being
you
in there,
missed the whole game.
I think McNeese can take advantage of that and get better field. They were still running and scoring on McNeese with the backup quarterback.
When did
weren't
they
scoring.
score?
They were shut out
They
in the
didn't
second
score a
half.
point.
They went 80 yards on what? Coming back over the half.
After halftime, they
They
had
went-
84 total yards in offense. That's
Okay.
it.
They didn't
Okay.
score a
All right.
point in the
My
second
thing-
half.
They didn't. But my point is this. Rick, when you got a backup quarterback, how do you lose the game by 3 points?
I say they lost the game by 3. That's pretty good considering all the deficiencies.
That's my point.
Okay,
I said with
so
all the
that's
4 turnovers.
encouraging part.
But encouraging is good. But
All right.
Their defense
I
did
thought
what
McNeese-
they
the
they
defense-
gave up one big play. Otherwise,
defense-
their defense, their defense did what they should have
They
done
did.
against pretty much
that
clueless
offense, I thought,
quarterback.
was going to be a lot more explosive from the talk that we had all
For
through
Tarleton?
McNeese.
Okay, let's go there.
I
Clifton
thought,
McDowell.
I thought
first
it was
start.
going to be a lot more explosive. I didn't see it.
245 through the air.
Yes.
67 on the ground. They
But Rick-
outgained Tarleton.
When you can throw a deep ball and get the defense back on their heels, you just throw it one time.
I got you.
Scooter has no idea what I'm talking about
was a
anyway,
little
'cause he has no idea.
conservative. A little
What?
conservative
How the
on
how
some
the
of
hell
play
do you
call.
throw the ball deep one time, Rick, when you burn them on a deep ball?
I
It
thought
wasn't
it
even
was
a
a
deep
little.
ball. It was a little slant.
No, he's talking about the Jamal Levi.
Okay.
He hit him. He hit him.
Did you watch the game?
Okay.
He's asking if you watched the game. I thought McDowell was aggressive on the run. I thought he was a little slow in some progressions.
Very slow.
Some of the sacks was his fault.
I was disappointed a little bit. I was not as much football as he has played. At times he looked hesitant.
And again, first 4 weeks in the
So,
offense, I think that'll come. I liked
The
what I
thing
saw.
that bothers me,
I like
Rick,
what I-
also,
the pick I didn't like.
when you got a guy, you can't keep running him
Two of
between the
them.
tackles. You're going to get him hurt. He's meant to be
McDowell?
outside. Yes.
He likes running between the tackles.
Yeah, but
He's
Rick,
a big boy.
he's a big
Okay,
boy, but
all
Rick,
right.
they got guys bigger than him between them tackles.
Speaking of running backs, Joshawn Barbie with the 2 fumbles, uncharacteristic. I got it. Trevante Citizen, apparently Gary Goff didn't want to go there earlier at his press conference earlier in the week, said yes, there was some family or personal issues, limited his playing time. He'll be a big part of the Southern offense, and he needs to be.
Okay.
All those running backs
Well,
need to be
that
a big
that was
part.
very curious.
Need
That was
the
very
rotation
curious.
was very curious. I guess, guys, in our final 5 seconds, I was a bit more encouraging and optimistic, especially than you.
Well, I
was.
saw some good. I saw
There
some
was good.
good.
I'm
I
not
won't
saying there was a
argue
lot of
that.
bad.
There was bad, too.
But
they-
you beat Tarleton. You beat these guys, man.
Hey, what's good is the Max Bar and Grill at the National Golf Club in Westlake. Oh my God, it's a must-go place for great food, wall-to-wall live sports 7 days a week. All your favorites from steaks and burgers to poor boys, fresh seafood, great salads and apps too. The Max Bar has all your favorite cocktails and beer as well. Lunch and dinner plus weekend brunches, and they're open 7 days a week.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling, Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a Roto-Rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
All right, welcome back to SoundOff at the Sportsbook at LeBaire. SoundOff, of course, presented by locally owned and operated Roto-Rooter of Southwest
Good
Louisiana.
friends.
John Barker and Therese Barker. They lead a crew of plumbing experts. They know how to clean those drains, and they know how to do water cleanup. So if you got one of those jobs, it is Roto-Rooter. Give them a call. Also, Tim Broussard and the gang at J&J Exterminating helps bring you SoundOff every week. They know how to protect homes and businesses from termites and all those pests out there. It's J&J Exterminating. They are the kings. All right. Hey, I got to throw this in. Former LSU star Dylan Cruz called up to the Washington Nationals, played on Monday against the New York Yankees. That was his debut. Interesting, I was kind of poking around. I can't follow the schedule. He's got September 5. They start a series in Pittsburgh against the Pirates. So he and Paul Skeens. That'll
I
be
did
fun.
not see that.
Yeah, September 5. Cruz and Paul Skeens
They
together
better
again.
I don't
Way
know
to
how
be
much
looking,
they're going
Rick.
to play, but they better play him against Skeens.
At least they get to shake hands.
You know, they have done it before.
That'll be fun.
When
That'll be
Skeens was at Air Force, LSU played Air Force.
Did he really?
And they faced each other.
Wow, that guy's unbelievable. All right, LSU is on the clock. Game day, Sunday night, Las Vegas. You're going to be there.
Viva.
LSU, Southern Cal.
Viva.
You got 8.5
Las
seconds.
Vegas.
You think there's no contest.
Look,
you think
I
LSU's
was-
going to roll.
I was at LSU's practice Wednesday and at the pregame little scrimmage on Saturday. There's no way in hell USC is going to beat LSU.
None. Okay,
You might feel better if you had also
yeah,
been
really.
at USC.
We'll have our
practice.
predictions in a little bit, so you're getting ahead of yourself.
I don't
all right,
care.
Look, all
I don't
indications.
care. I don't care.
And
They
I think
are.
you've mentioned in some of your columns, this Tiger offense is going to be fun.
It is.
They're going to
It
run
is.
the ball. They're going to catch the ball. They're going to throw the
But
ball.
it's
It
not
is.
going to be a video game like it
No,
was.
no, it'll be different.
No, it's not.
It's the question is, can that defense keep some opponents to maybe less than 32?
That's the
36?
question, Rick. That's the question,
I think,
Rick. That's
I
the
think
question.
their defense will be much improved.
It will be in the
It
secondary.
will need to
Wait,
be.
what, much?
It
That's
will
a strong
need
word again.
to be drastically improved.
Okay, I like the qualification there.
You just got to
It
get
needs
guys
to
that
be
know
dry.
how to play together. That's going to be the key. in
And
the
I
secondary.
think
Playing
as
together.
much as new personnel, they got a ton of transfers playing
They
on
do.
that defense.
They
but
do.
I like the coaches that got out of the portal, so to speak, the whole new defensive staff,
Yeah.
because that, I think I've said this before, but those defensive problems last year were a lot about coaching.
I agree.
You
I agree.
just LSU doesn't get athletes that should get fooled.
No.
As bad as that secondary
That's a
did
scheme
last
thing. That's a
That
where are
was
you
just
going
not playing together,
thing.
just not knowing. But I tell you what, guys, we looked at the depth chart, and I had a chance to visit with Corey Raymond. I sent you guys some pictures of us talking and stuff. We looked at their offense. Their tackles are 6'8" and 6'9".
Right.
320.
USC you're talking about.
USC 320 and 340. How in the heck are you gonna defend against Harold Perkins? Before you get your foot back, I'm in the backfield, dude.
Yeah, all right.
They need to keep Harold Perkins on the edge. Don't you line him up in the middle.
I wish I had a USC helmet to come up.
I
here.
wish you had one. I wish you had one too.
I think USC
I
has
see that-
produced some pretty good offensive linemen over
They
the last
have,
100
they have.
years.
Yeah. But if they're going to throw the ball and go outside, Rick, it's over.
All right, look.
It's over.
LSU defense. You're a defensive specialist.
Yeah.
If you rank it, I think it's defensive line.
Yes.
No, excuse me. Linebacker strength, defensive line, and then secondary trade.
Secondary.
Am I
You
spot
know,
on with that?
Yeah, I'd be spot on with that. The problem with it is linebackers, unless you've got a Harold Perkins,
Right.
linebackers aren't the big key anymore. It's up front and then
I'm with you,
back.
but I like
It's the edge.
linebackers.
Yes, yes.
I'm just,
You know,
I
I
favor
think the key is Major Burns, who's playing. I think they call it star.
Star.
Yeah.
You know, different teams call it different things, but he's kind of the wild card in the secondary.
Yeah, he's a rover back. That's
And
pretty much what he
to
is.
me, he will be the big key.
I just see LSU, your secondary is as good as the rush is up front, if that makes sense, guys. Okay? Your secondary is going to be as good as the rush is up front.
And Thursday, we'll go in a little bit more in depth. You talked about the coaching staff. Do you trust the coaching staff, this new collective? And yeah, we know about the defense, but you got Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton now running the offense. Do you trust that they're going to have all their ducks in a row?
With Corey Raymond back, I
Because
feel
he's
a
your
lot
bud,
better.
man.
But he's also on defense.
I feel a lot better.
But he's also on defense.
Yeah, what is
That wasn't the question. You never listened.
He
You
said,
just
do we
talked.
feel good about the defense?
No, I said
No, he
coaches,
said
the
offense.
coaches, in, getting their ducks in a row.
The offensive
As long as
coaches.
Corey Raymond is back,
Oh,
I feel good
all
about
about Corey
the
Raymond. All right, I caught the ESPN game day. Nick Saban, love him, did a great job in Ireland, Dublin, that whole thing.
He is the new star.
He is.
of television.
Thursday, I'll have a little tidbit
Yeah.
comparison between Saban and Tom Brady making debuts. Anyway, he came out and said he's got LSU in the 12-team playoff
he
as the
did.
12th seed.
And
He
who was
says,
that that
watch out
predicted
for
that?
Garrett Nussmeier.
And who was that predicted?
Nick
that?
Saban.
Okay. So
So-
am I really that wrong? I mean, am I that wrong to say what I just
I mean,
said?
you both of y'all do this to Nick Saban. I got it.
If you're wrong, you're in good company with Saban. I
Yeah.
wouldn't often put you
looking
on
at
his
LSU guys, and I hadn't seen them like this. They've got some offensive weapons, guys. Maybe we've been not maybe we've been downplaying LSU.
Keeneland is hurt right now.
Yeah.
Chris Hilton,
Yeah.
wide receiver.
But LSU has
Just
got
give the
some
ball
weapons.
to Caleb Jackson, man.
Yeah,
I
they
think
got
he's
some
the,
weapons,
I think
man.
he's the
I'm
coming
telling you.
star. All right. A little sidebar. I like this kind of stuff. You do too. All right, the number 18 jersey. What is it?
Yeah.
Josh Williams and
Yeah.
Greg Penn.
Yeah.
No argument
Well,
there. Come on, guys.
no.
I mean,
No,
right?
no argument
No
if you
argument.
agree with the premise. I'd never have, really.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't like this deal?
Well,
I
I
thought you
never
liked this kind of
have.
stuff.
I don't know.
They didn't have
Coupon
an
the
I know.
18.
Or what if for your senior year they told you you're not going to be 27 this year?
I'm going to be upset.
What is 18?
That's what I'm saying.
It's leadership. It's
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Harold
Rick.
Perkins will have 3 numbers in 3 years.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
4, 40.
They don't care. All right, so number 7, what is that? The
Yeah.
playmaker, and it's
Yeah.
Perkins
Yeah.
and Will
Yeah.
Campbell.
Yeah.
You don't like that either?
That's okay.
I mean,
I understand it.
You just
I'm
don't
just
agree with
saying, if I was a player, don't you get attached to that number?
You do.
I would. I did in high
But
school.
knowing what the meaning
I
is
did
that's
in high
behind it,
school.
I
I'd have
guess
been
you
mad.
could, I guess you'd be okay to a degree, knowing
hey,
what the meaning is that's
Florida
behind
State lost to Georgia Tech, even
They
with
didn't
the
see that
loss.
coming.
Number 10 in the country.
They didn't see
even
that
with the
coming.
loss,
it. Wow.
they can lose 1 or 2. That 12-team playoff,
Yeah.
holy smokes.
Florida
McNeese
State.
AD Heath Schroyer is coming up next. I think we got a few things we need to cover when SoundOff continues.
Hey, mister, are you a roto-rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and the bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
Introducing Simply Spiked Lemonade. Real fruit that left the farm and has seen too much to ever go back. Simply Spiked Lemonade. Tastes like your favorite lemonade, now spiked. It's getting juicy.
What's bugging you? Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling than Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
Welcome back to the show. Let's welcome in McNeese AD. That would be Heath Schroyer into the 4th chair. Always good to have you in. And what
I
a
appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Okay,
Always.
let's get in it. All right, we got
Let's
some
do
stuff
it.
to cover.
Okay.
All right, are you more pessimistic or optimistic, and do you harbor encouraging vibes coming out of the loss at Tarleton over the weekend?
I'm optimistic. I mean, I've always been someone that looks at the glass half full instead of
Your
half
glass
empty.
is almost full.
That's right.
There you go.
You know, I think as a competitor, when you have an opportunity to win, and you know, there's just some mistakes, you know, down the stretch that were made. As a competitor, you know, I mean, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But also, I'm optimistic because I think we saw glimpses of what this team can be. I love our talent level is good enough. That's the biggest
Big
thing.
jump.
Biggest thing I walked out of there.
Agree with you there.
100%.
Go ahead.
Our talent level is where it needs to be. We just need to not shoot ourselves in the foot, and we need to. There is something to be said about understanding and knowing how to win.
No doubt.
And this team needs to learn how to win. We have the talent. We got to figure out how to win games.
That's easier said than done. In your experience as a coach, I go all the way back to Curly Hallman. Every Monday would get up there and go through the litany of mistakes LSU
Curly
made
Hallman,
that
oh
week.
God.
And easily correctable, he'd always say, but
Yeah.
they never quite work.
Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier, maybe a little strong. I thought the biggest problem, it wasn't just the turnovers. It was the overall kind of lack of discipline, it looked like to me, in that those delay of game penalties, those weren't aggressive penalties that were killing them.
Right.
You know, they were, I'd call them dumb penalties. But
Controllables, right? Like I always talked about as a coach, you know, you have to control the controllables. Those are things that we need to control. But I am optimistic. Scooter, I do. I mean, I'm with you, but I walked out of there and left there saying, you know what, we have the talent. It's probably going to be the one outside of Texas A&M, probably one of the best, if not the best team we're going to play at this level.
I'm right there with Incarnate Word. I'm going to agree with you on that. Yeah.
But at the same time, we got to figure out how to win football games.
Yeah. And Coach, you bring up a good point when you say learn how to win. It's a new team. It's a young team. I get that. But when you look at, and I was encouraged by the talent. Coach Goff has got some talent.
100%.
And I think putting it in the right place to make the right plays, that was a play. And it's just me. I feel if you've got a defense, you've got to test a defense to know really what they're made of. I would have thrown the deep ball a lot more than what I've thrown.
Yeah.
To let them know that we can throw
We
the
can
deep
throw
ball.
it. Exactly right.
And I think when you put an offense in that kind of position, you limit them to, I think, to what they can do as an offense. I would have loved to have seen McNeese throw for more than what they threw for 240.
245.
Okay, I would have loved to see them throw for 300. To let opposing teams know, hey, wait, look, we might have to back up.
But,
I mean, we can throw the ball.
Over half of that would have been on 2 plays, though.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
All
you're right. You're right.
We're playing Monday morning quarterback, Tuesday night quarterback, Wednesday. I got you.
Test the defense. You have to test them.
All right. Let me throw this at you, Coach. 0-10 last year, 4 straight losing seasons. The momentum, the vibe of this program. You got Southern coming in. It's going to be a sellout game. I mean, this is a critical year. Not only just on the field, but it's just so much that huge umbrella that football is, right?
For sure. I mean, look, we live in Southwest Louisiana, and this program has been through a lot. It's, you just said it. We have to get back to winning football games. It is truly that simple. And when you look at the rest of the sports, outside of women's basketball last year had a tough one. But you look at everyone else, we're in the top, we're competing for championships. And obviously men's basketball has blown it out of the water.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like winning football games. And, we have invested enough to win. This program is invested in more than it's ever been. We're funding it better than it's ever been funded.
Football, you're talking
Football.
about.
We need to win football games.
Yeah. All right. Quickly, though, before we go to Mr. Hobbs, is it your stated goal to have every athletic program be in the top 3 in the conference? Is that a goal?
For sure. I think.
Top 3.
I would love to.
Contending or top 3?
Yeah.
I want a stated goal.
Yeah. 100%. Like I just
that's
think.
quantifiable.
And I think that in the league that we're in now, there's no reason why. Now, again, I was a former coach, so I get it. Sometimes there's injuries, sometimes there's this or that. But we should, if we don't have that expectation of ourselves, then why are we, keeping score and why are we doing what we're doing?
I want to get it on the record. That's a stated goal.
100%.
That's quantifiable. You go to sit down in front of Coach XYZ, we need to be in the top 3. That's
Absolutely.
All right. While we're talking about Tarleton, I got a 2-parter. I know you must have been involved in the last few years with the Southland expanding and stuff. Why not Tarleton? Wouldn't they be a good team fit?
I think they're really good. I think they're a good fit. I think you can make the argument Abilene Christian is another good fit.
Yeah.
But I also think now that when we're, where we're at right now with 12, if you get too big, you will start cannibalizing yourselves as a conference.
I would agree, but wouldn't they have been a better fit than some of them that are being force-fed in right now?
Maybe. But I don't think Stephen F. Austin's been force-fed.
No, I wouldn't count.
Rio Grande?
Rio Grande Valley.
Maybe.
There.
A lot of money.
You were there, I assume.
Oh, yeah,
at
for
the
sure.
game, and that looked like a pretty good FCS program to me. How would McNeese stack up with their facilities there?
Very comparable. Our press box is going to be nicer.
Yeah.
The new locker room and their locker room, the same company did it. It's very comparable. We're redoing our weight room. Very, very comparable. Obviously, in Texas, their budget is a little bit more from the state.
Yes, it is.
20 million maybe?
It's a lot. But at the end of the day, McNeese football should be at a position where we're going on the road, and we had a chance to win. So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
The next step is we have to win those games. We have to take care of home, and we got to, we have to win football games. It's the elephant in the room, and I'm not afraid to say that. Obviously, we're funding it to be good, and we need to be good.
And it's no question when you say yourself in the room. I mean, it's come a long way from where you said it's being funded. You've got athletes now that maybe you couldn't have gotten here before, Coach.
Oh, no question about it.
I mean, let's just be honest.
No doubt.
And looking at it now, it looks like a different football team. Rick and I was looking at the game, and it looks like a different McNeese football team.
Yeah.
And when you say that, it seems like you should expect different results. Am I wrong to say that, Rick?
I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's one game in. And
I get that.
Huge
leaps. I get that.
Huge
I get
leaps
that.
from last year.
Absolutely.
At 0-10.
Absolutely.
I get that.
I guess, I picked this team to be possibly 8-4. Okay, I'm gonna stay there, but a lot of has to go right, and you got to win those home games.
You've got to win those ones that you
the
get
schedule
close.
Guys didn't do you any favors.
For sure.
Four straight
question.
on the road in October.
No doubt about it. But
let me ask you a question, Coach.
You got 10 seconds.
When you looked at the 44-yard field goal, did you think that was makeable, or did you think that? What was your thoughts on it? I gotta ask you.
Listen, I never coached football.
It was close.
It was close. I think we had a chance, I mean, and it's easy to sit back and say we could have done this, could have done that, and but we had a chance to win. We had a chance to. I mean, we came back. We showed glimpses of what we can be. Now we just have to, realize our potential and win football games.
We're going to leave it there, but we'll be back on Thursday night show. We'll have more with Heath Schroyer on that. Let's go to break. We'll be right back.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light, choose chill.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Bust the water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup. All right, welcome back. Many thanks to McNeese AD Heath Schroyer for coming in here. We got a short close here. Good news for Bengal fans with Jamar Chase in camp. He practiced over the weekend for the first time. CD Lamb, another Louisiana guy. The Louisiana receivers all over the place. CD Lamb wanted to get money. He's going to get his money, and he'll have about 1 week. 1 week to get it.
Did you see what Saban said? His encouraged why he thought LSU make the playoffs?
No, lay it out.
Said Louisiana, you shake a tree, 2 receivers fall
I
out.
like that. I like that. I thought he was great. All right. Did anybody see? Did Joe Burrow do something to his hair? Did I see a clip now? It's like neon blonde.
I didn't see neon.
Oh, he's blonde. White blonde.
Yeah.
Like Billy Idol. That's another one for old guys in rock and roll. I'm telling you. All right. Oklahoma State, QR code on the back of a helmet.
That's what it's come to, Rick.
Just so fans can scan and give money to specific players.
How do you get
Where
that
are
helmet?
we going?
You got to do that off of TV.
I guess.
Though. How do you get the helmet to quit moving?
I'm
so
sure
you can
Oklahoma
scan?
State will figure it out and put it up there.
Each player has their own QR code that's
I think all the
out of
QR
control.
codes just
out
take
of
you
control.
to their collection.
That's going to wrap it up. We're out of time for this go around. We'll see you next time right here at SoundOff.